Alright guys, welcome back. I've been kind of waiting to see if I could get the tuning a little more dialed in before I made a video, but it is working so well. I just want to give you guys an update and kind of give you a ride along just to show you the differences of this turbo. So with the new engine and the GTC2262 turbo. So just to kind of recap, if you haven't watched any of the other videos, this is a 2001 Dodge Dakota. As you can see, it's got 1-ton axles out of a 3500 Dodge. This is now has a 98 ALH engine with a TD conversions Jeep adapter to the AW4 automatic out of a Jeep Cherokee, and then that goes to a Dodge NP 231 transfer case, and then out to the axles with custom drive shafts. So it's pretty much a Frankenstein, but I had started out with a 2056 turbo, a GTD, and just didn't really like, I don't know if it was just that turbo or what, but I could not get it to spool up at idle. Basically the AW4 will slip to about 1600 RPM, and I could not make boost down there, or at least it would make a couple of PSI with that GTD 2056, and it would not take off there. So I went ahead, and after I had some engine issues, if you've watched the video from Phoenix, I cracked a piston, and I went ahead and put a different engine in with a GTC 1549, a much smaller turbo that starts making boost almost off of idle. And it worked amazing in this truck to just be able to take off from a stop, but I really ran out of steam. And you could probably go back and watch the videos of that. It would run, I could climb hills maybe at 1100 or 1200 degrees EGTs, but as soon as I wanted to try to pull a trailer or fight some headwind, I was just having major issues with the EGTs. I mean, it's just a tiny turbo. So anyway, I got this 98 engine that only has 120,000 miles on it, and the engine that I had put in here previously was over 300,000. So I went ahead and swapped that out for this one, and I've got this turbo. We've got it custom welded here to, this would be a BRM manifold flipped upside down, and yeah, it's a big sucker down in there. But anyway, as you could see, this thing, I don't know what the difference of this 2262 is, other than it was designed for a low RPM 5.2 liter engine, but it just makes boost like crazy down low. I can just hold the brakes and it will spool up and take off right from a stop. So pretty pleased with the takeoff of this turbo. And then what I wanted to get a video on is I haven't finished the tuning on it. I think we'll probably push it over 30 pounds of boost. It's quite capable of 35, 36 PSI, but the tuning on it right now is probably about 25 to 30 PSI. And at the initial, like up to half throttle, it's really limiting the fuel and running right up to that, like I say, 25 pounds of boost. And I'm not even breaking 1,000 degree EGTs, maybe 1100 climbing a hill, where I would have been starting to get towards 1300 with the smaller turbo. So definitely enjoying that. And just the way that this thing can spool up from almost any RPM makes it just awesome. So anyway, got a few ride along videos here. I tried to keep the camera steady. I probably need to work on a better mount, but you guys should be able to get the idea. And we'll go ahead and go for a ride and give you some highway and acceleration videos. Alright guys, so I'm trying this new spot for the camera mount. Hopefully it's sturdy enough you can see the gauge as well. Obviously the fuel fuel gauge, your EGT gauge here, straight up and down is 1,000. Boost, it's this tune is, like I was saying, about 30 pounds of boost max. Do most of my driving at like 25, and then the RPMs are down here. Obviously speed and coolant temp, probably the big things to look at. Nothing else you're looking at really matters, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just do like a conservative pull and just show you how the EGTs are doing with this new turbo. So there's first gear just locked in there, and you can see on here, like if I'd have to load it up and it'll start moving there, but just to take off normal, it comes right in. And then what I wanted to show you guys is if I keep the boost down and stay on my boost ramp part of the tuning, I can go ahead and stay under 25 pounds, and I don't even break 1,000 degree EGTs accelerating, and that gets me right up there. I'll have to see how this video comes out, but go to fourth gear, and like I say, 20-25 pounds of boost, and I'm right up to 65 mile an hour. So there, we're cruising at 68 mile an hour, 20 pounds of boost, and just under 1,000 EGTs. Alright, so we're coming up here. I got about a mile long hill I'm just starting into, and just show you how the EGTs are doing. Just starting to come up on it, so we're gonna start to break 25 pounds of boost. I was still working on getting this thing to not be quite so jumpy. The turbo just responds like crazy to boost, or to fuel, I mean. So it's wanting to jump around a lot with the electronic actuator. So, but there we're just starting to get pretty heavy into the boost. But as you can see, we're still not even to 1,100 EGTs. And that's pretty much, we're at the steepest part of the hill here, and it's still, I'm really still not even needing full 30 PSI, and we're right at 1,100 degree EGTs. So that's a pretty steady test there, and now we'll start backing off, and we're up to the top. All right, we're gonna do we're already rolling a little bit here, but we're gonna do just an acceleration, more like full throttle here. There you can see the EGTs go up a lot more when I'm at full fuel. But that got me right to 75 mile an hour. And then it backs right off. I'll set the cruise here at 70. There you can kind of see where it wants to sit. And it'll drop there back below 1,000 degree EGTs. Just cruising along there. Alright, and this is about as fast as I drive this thing, but with the cruise set at 78 mile an hour, we're still on flat land here, under 1,000 degree EGTs. It's just holding more like right at the max that I have the tune at before it gives it more fuel. 25 pounds of boost there, but it is cruising right along. Just takes a ton of boost to move this big truck and keep your EGTs under control. Alright guys, well those ride along videos turned out better than I thought. There's just a little bit of sun glare on the gauges, but hopefully you could get the idea. Just very pleased with how this thing is working right now, so just working out all the little kinks and stuff with putting a new engine in and trying to get some miles on this thing. I had it about a 180-mile trip up in the mountains, climbed about 3,000 feet and back, and it was right at 7 gallons of fuel, so 24 miles a gallon still. That's pretty much what this thing has been doing no matter what turbo and injector I've had in here. But again, right now this is, I mean, it's a big turbo, but I'm only running probably 170 horsepower, like a 220 nozzle in here, so it's not a powerhouse by any means, but it does not take much to just beat any of the gas engines that were around in the 90s and early 2000s, because yeah, this thing is just cruising. And I mean, it is not a light rig. I know it's kind of hard to tell comparing it to other stuff, but this thing is pretty much 12 inches of lift from factory. It sits taller than any half-ton truck, and with those 1-ton axles, it is 5,600 pounds with nobody in it, and that is more, way more than most half-ton trucks still in production today. I know, like the everybody talks about how they can't believe the TDI moves that 91 GMC that we swapped, but that thing is under 5,000 pounds, and this thing being 5,600 is just incredible that it's this heavy and big and making 24 mpg. I will say it has a lot better aerodynamics than a lot of the half-ton trucks. There's just not a lot of front end there, and the windshield's nice and flat. So anyway, I'll get some more video here as we work on the tuning some more and any updates we have with it. But yeah, it's just turned out to be the perfect combination, and you can't beat the fuel mileage at all. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.